My name is Paul Cook, and I'm the creative producer at MMG Events. And today I want to talk about the top tips for being a guest on a podcast. And there are four key areas. First one, do your research. Sounds simple enough, and it is. Listen to the podcast, listen to previous episodes, and write down what is their style? What are they like? What's the tone of voice? Is it conversational? Is it authoritative? Is it academic? What type is it? And also, do they play in jingles? Do they have little interludes of music? Do they have quick fire questions and answers? Those kind of things that can happen on podcasts. So have a listen, get familiar with it, because that will put you in a way better position when you come to speak on the podcast. Find out who the audience is, who are listening, who are the people that are spending time listening to this podcast. And then also find out from the client, from the organizer, why have you been chosen? Why have they asked you to speak? Because knowing that means that you can then say, okay, I've got that. They've asked me to speak because my subject is this, and what they want for their audience is this. So that helps you in the next part, which is to get prepared. Get prepared. Ask the host, ask the podcast host for any questions that they're going to ask you or send you. Or maybe they don't have questions, maybe they have conversation starters, but get a sense of what may be coming your way so that you're not surprised and you're able to do your research and give them good answers. Also understand just how long is the podcast segment going to be. So what is the length of time that you're going to be speaking for? What are the technical requirements? If you are on a podcast and you are dialing in from home or from an office, what do you need to do to be able to make sure that you are aligned with whatever the production crew need? Eliminate your jargon. So make it as straightforward as possible for everybody to listen to, and do build in some pause points. Take a breath, because they can become great edit points. A host asks you questions, you've given an answer, and then leave a gap so that the host can either ask a next question or you can put your next point across. You can maybe add another line or two. But if there are no points in which anybody can come in and do any editing, it makes it really, really tricky in post-production. Make sure you're available for any run-throughs, any rehearsals, and always keep in mind that whatever you're going to talk about on this podcast needs to be absolutely relevant to the audience. So bang up to date, in other words, not things that happened years and years ago, because your audience will want you to deliver everything that is up to the minute. The third tip is to deliver a performance mindset. You're on the podcast, and that means that you have that privilege of being able to speak to an audience. You have that ability to be able to impact on them in a way where you could be transforming them. Who knows? But it is a privilege to speak. So take it seriously. When the nerves kick in, nerves are always a good sign because they show that you're taking it seriously. I always worry if I don't have nerves when I start to speak or about to speak, then I worry that I'm not taking it seriously enough. Now, it hasn't happened to me yet, which is a good thing. Make sure that you go through your speaking ritual of getting into the zone where you are absolutely focused on the job in hand, which is to respond to the questions of the podcast host. And paint a picture, bring things to life through color, through visual imagery that you describe. It was a really eerie night. The storm was coming in, painting a picture, give them the atmosphere, because not everybody may watch a podcast. Some people might just listen on audio, or they may be doing a bit of both. They may be distracted. So your voice is the thing that they're going to respond to the most. So the more that you paint a picture, the better it is going to be for everybody. And the final tip, tip number 4, is to evaluate your performance. So once you've done the podcast, listen to it back and then analyze. Were you saying the same words several times over? Which is easy to do. Did you have an expression that you were using time and again? A lot of people say you know, but that just becomes, you get stuck in it. So have a little listen. Were there any words that you could substitute? And did you deliver relevance to the audience? That is the key fundamental question. Hand on heart, did you deliver something that was useful to the audience, that they could take away and use or go away and think about. So these are all things that once you've evaluated your performance, you can then take any of those lessons and put them into your next podcast performance. So it is a performance. A podcast isn't just about sitting around having a little bit of a chat with mates. It is a serious communication means. So make the most of it and good luck.